Well, early in my graduate study, I would never have said I was interested in food because I wasn't. It wasn't a thing that I thought about. I cared about and was sort of centrally occupied with questions about gender history and questions about capitalism. Because it was a moment when very few people would have said that they did both things as central to their work. And that was the bridge that I really had to cross. And gradually I began to think of what had been a project that just made claims about the history of women and the history of capitalism and how those things intersected, into a project that also looked at the ways that food was central to that intersection. I think that food matters in the social life of academics. Food occupies an important role in the ways that academics socialize, and that socializing among academics is an important arena of academic life. The food that you eat and the food that you choose for other people to eat is also a way of performing a certain kind of sociality and a certain kind of status. So I'm really interested in the ways that capitalism is what people would now call embedded, that it's part of other systems. It doesn't, in other words, it reflects the social ideas and the cultural practices of the moment, of the historical moment in which it's operating. And food is just a fantastic way of revealing that embeddedness. The vehicle for performing gender and for both resisting and reinforcing norms about what women should and shouldn't do and how families should and shouldn't work, and also a really important force in actual survival of households and families. I think that home ec is a place where these very big, the politics of food gets talked about all the time in ways that are big and small. I'm working on a new project, the biographical rethinking of Julia Child and her career. How expensive it is to eat healthy. Somebody wrote in the comments section, oh, it's not that hard, it's not that expensive, we should eat like people ate in the 40s and 50s. That was when people ate healthy. In a lot of discussions about food now, there's this imagined past where everyone ate healthy and where everyone was home cooking and people ate dinner together every night. And it just never, ever happened. What it means to feed the world, what kinds of questions you have to ask. Do you ask about money? Do you ask about price? So the question of how to feed the world informs conversations about food sort of across the academy. There has to be some office or some dean or some kind of unit that facilitates those conversations.